Hey everyone, and welcome back to today's video. It's Ross, and this is the GrooveTube Academy. So today we're going to be covering GroovePages Complete Beginner's Guide, and today it's working with blocks. So I keep looking down because I have to write notes because I'll forget otherwise. Right, so we are in GroovePages. If you remember rightly, we selected a site. We've gone through all the different page options around the corners of the screen, and we're now ready to start building something out. So we'll start on our home page here in the GTA demo, which we sent up before. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go back and watch them. Now I'll try and put some little snippets at the top of the page. So if you see them popping up and they look interesting, please do go ahead and have a look. You can always come back to this video. So let's get cracking then. So we wanted to talk about blocks. So basically what you've got in this page is your body. So there's nothing here whatsoever, it's blank. And this is just the body of your page, and you want to put a block into it. And in a minute, you're going to see exactly what blocks are. So let's just click blocks. And what you'll have is two options. Now there's designed blocks. So let's go for all blocks to show you what they look like. So as you can see, fairly self-explanatory. These are all blocks of information that you can put into your site. Now, wireframes, when you see wireframes, these are just the same sort of thing. They're going to be blocks, but they've not been styled or designed as much. So they'll have some information, but it'll mostly be black and grey, as you can see here. So you can just put them in, and then you can customize to your heart's content. And these are for more advanced people, but well, I say more advanced people, but basically, if you're on this tutorial guide, then obviously you're just coming to this for the first time. So we want to basically make it as easy as possible. So what I suggest is going to design blocks, because at the end of the day, you can actually change out all this information anyway, and just go down and see what you fancy. So this is basically all blocks. This is just going to give you everything. There's things called alert bars. So this is to grab people's attention. Maybe it'll have like a countdown timer, or it'll have a snippet of information with a button on it. Call to action. So this is telling them to do something specific. So you'll see here, this one's got a headline with a couple of buttons and a bit of text. Now, let's just say we are going to do a website. So we'll go down to headers and nav bars, and we'll just drag something in that looks as though it's going to be something like a website. So you'll see we'll just click it and hold it, and then it'll tell you, and it'll highlight where it's going to go. So you can move it around the page, and it's saying it's going to drop your block here. Now, because there's nothing on this page, it's going to drop it to the top anyway, but that's where we want it to be. So this is going to be your nav bar. So this will be the top of your website if this is going to be a website. So if you want to minimize that, you just press the X, and then that'll give you your whole page here. Now, as you can see already, because it's recognized as a nav bar, it's given us our navigation. So you've got home page and page 2. Now we can rename these to say whatever it is. So it might be homepage, or and then contact us, or an about us section, or whatever it is we're going to build out. And you'll have an area here that you can put your logo in. So basically you can click that, and we'll go into all these details when we go into elements, because this is actually an element. So we just basically want to deal with the block section. Now, one of the most important things whenever you're building out pages and sites is to always realize where you are within the navigation of that specific page. And there's a couple of places where you can look. So as you can see, I've just clicked this block, and it's highlighted with a red line all the way around it. Don't worry about these other features just now. I'll tell you about them in a sec. And I want you to look at the bottom of the screen, and you see where it's highlighted block here. So it's telling me that I've clicked on this, and it's a block, and it's also pulled up this section, which is a block, which is the area that we can start fiddling around. Just move myself over here so you can still see that. And this is the area where we can start styling this block to your heart's content. So basically, if you're ever going into building sites or pages, click on what it is you need to look at, and then look down here to see what it is you've selected, and then it highlights with another few options. And I just want to go through these options with you. So say you've built out this block and you're really happy with it, and you actually want to keep it for other sites, or perhaps this site on different pages, you can actually save them, and that's where the star icon comes in. and that'll tell you save block, choose a category to save your block to. Once saved, you will find your saved blocks in designed block section. So you could create your own blocks and then save them so that it'll save you time in the future. There's no category at the moment, so we can say this is just going to be another nav bar, and then we can do save. And there we go, simple as that. So if you build it out and you're really happy with it, and it'll tell you down here whenever you've done something, content saved. Now, if you wanted to, this is actually a new feature, I had to play around with this to find out what it was, but basically, as you see, I clicked on that and it moved the other pages over to the side. So that's just basically, these are now shortcuts that you used to have to find in here, but they've placed them into the bar itself. So they do different features depending on which block you've selected, but we can go through them as we go through this tutorial. Now, if you wanted to duplicate that block for any reason, you can press this and it will just put the block in below. And if you're unhappy with anything, you can press the little bin icon and it will always tell you, are you sure you want to delete this? Press confirm, and that's basically got rid of that. Now, I'm just going to duplicate this again because there's a neat little feature here that they've just added, which is this little button here. Now, if you press that, it'll move that block up to the next block, which is a new feature that they've added. So let me just show you what I did here by changing the color of this, just to show you that it is actually changing position. So I'll change that to black, save, and then what we'll do is we'll just move this down. That's a neat little feature that we've only just had, which just saves you a lot of time, saves you dragging the blocks around on the page. So that's a couple of blocks up there. Let me just see if there's anything else that we can tell you about the blocks themselves. So we've been through these icons here, and yes, I wanted to just tell you about these little things. So these are basically the size and portions of the block. You can drag them down here, and also if you just look at the basically the size and the spacing are going to become your friends, because these are elements that you can change with regards to the blocks, but it makes it a lot easier just being able to do this on the page. So if you want it a little bit bigger, you can bring it down and up again and again from the side. You can drag it in and drag it out again, and then you'll notice these little handles here, they just move the block without actually changing the size of it. Now you'll notice what I'm doing, the reason I've opened up the spacing option is it's actually changing this up here. So that's all it's doing. You can either do it manually by clicking here, and that's called the margin area, and then just moving this, and it's just creating a margin between these two blocks. So that's all that's doing, but they've made it easier by basically putting it on the page. So I think that's all you really need to know about the blocks, because in the next video, we're going to be talking about elements. So that's going to be the things that we can put within the blocks to basically start beefing up the site a bit. So thanks for watching that. Hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, everyone.